Hello everybody, and welcome to the Questing on the Road channel with me, the Questing Truck. And today we're going to get back to something when I came back and started doing videos, I really wanted to do a little bit more of, and I got away from it really quick. And that's play some American Truck Simulator. It's not all we're going to be doing. There's several other things I kind of wanted to do at the same time. But for the baseline for the start here, let's explain what I'm going to be doing here. One, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time tutorializing. I am going to go through settings and what mods I'm using. But the overall goal here is when we're playing American Truck Simulator, you kind of have the option of building your own trucking empire. And so our overall goal is going to be to actually open up all of the garages. I want to own all of them, own everything. And while we're doing that, we'll of course buy trucks, we'll buy some trailers, probably mess with that. You'll get drivers, we'll be hopefully raking in the money, eventually. But not only do I want to get the garages, I want to upgrade. I want to get as big of an empire as I can. And of course, they're always adding DLC over time and more states, which I'm really looking forward to. They're starting to add states I've actually been to significantly. As for me, those new to the channel, I am a truck driver. I am a real truck driver. A really real one. Wow. We're not exactly rare, but I do drive for a living. I drive all day, every day. I come home every night now with the current job. I did work over the road for quite a while. But we'll talk a little bit more of that while we get into the game. There is going to be two different kinds of videos I do. This is going to be more of a gameplay focused video, and I'm going to alternate. We're going to do a gameplay focus, which is probably going to have cuts, kind of we're going to make some progress, actually do deliveries. We'll have some driving sequences. If I have something to say or want to say. But the other side of it, we're going to actually have a kind of a slower, quote unquote, slower video, where I don't do a whole lot of cutting, and instead, what I want to do is kind of get back to the old Questing on the Road podcast I used to do, and kind of do that in the background, as it makes sense, as opposed to what I was trying to do. Whenever it goes, look, the first two episodes of that's going to be just audio only, and nobody will watch because it's audio only. What are you going to do? But I figure interspersing that will be a good way to, one, do that, and also those who enjoy just more of the just the driving aspect. We'll get onto that. But first, let's go into our options here. I have already started. This is a game. When I came back, I started a game, which I haven't done much with it. I basically just got some B-roll footage for stuff I was doing. So we're going to go over where I've progressed to. It's I've done 4, I think, 4 shipments. But let's look at the mod, because these mods were not in use when I was actually started. I was toying with the idea of doing this actual day and nighttime mod, but since there isn't even weather anyway, it's annoying when you drive at night. You're going to notice my peculiarities when I drive, the way I normally drive in real life, kind of reflected in game. And just long story short, when it gets dark, I don't like to drive. But when I was over the road, that meant I went to bed. Now the current job, I just have to deal with it. But the real gas stations and billboards will actually see real company names and so forth. I do have Neurosama. I'm a fan of Neurosama. I've not messed with the accessories yet, but the GPS. I wish I had this GPS in real life, because it's not overbearing. It's actually very subdued and pleasant to listen to. So we'll hear that. Also, the map, the night dark mode Google Maps. Oh my God! I played this a little bit, just testing out some of these mods earlier today. That is so nice. It's unbelievably good. The colored map is just kind of nice to differentiate the different states, and also AI traffic and traffic project. Basically, real life companies like Swift, Rail, CR England, so on. A bunch of different ones. I don't think it's all of them. Probably couldn't be all of them. But a lot of the more common ones you'll see on the road will actually be out on the road. You'll see them running around. So that, including with that, just makes, for me, makes it more real. It's the way what I deal with normally. So those are those. Do I want to exit the motor? Yes. Make sure they're also set. Yeah. Let's go ahead and get into the game, and I want to show you the options and also kind of where we were. let's look at, what do we want to start? Let's look at where we are right now. I have one truck. I bought this used. Where is that at? They've changed this menu a bit, and I'm still getting used to it. But this is the one I bought. It was kind of used. I took out a loan. I'm almost positive. I'll check the loans here in a second. But it's got 37,000 miles on it. It's a Freightliner day cab. This is actually something I drive every day currently. But it's just a kind of an El Cheapo to get us started. I've not done much with it. It obviously had a little bit of damage already on it. Wear. And the wear, this is the damage system. We'll get into the damage system later. But for right now, this is currently what we're driving. We have the $100,000 loan. How much money do we currently have? $34,000. Let's go into where we've already been. And it's kind of going to spill over into the rest of the video here. Career progress, I think it is. Yeah, delivery log. This is what we've done. The first thing we did was we started in Oklahoma City, did the quick tutorial thing. It's like 1 mile. Then I went down to Woodward, Oklahoma, delivered a frac train. I think this was a quick trip. So this wasn't one we owned ourselves. This is the first one we did where we owned it. I went to Oklahoma City, bought the truck, and they've already updated the name of the things in here. That's kind of cool. So I picked up at Walmart, picked up some dry fruit at Walmart, and we took it to Union Pacific down in Dallas. This is one I actually did kind of interspersed into some of the videos. And I was getting ready to start this one up here, this Sam's Clubhouse to Dollar General in Tucumcari. This is what we're going to finish the video out with. I still have this footage, and I'm going to put this in because part of what I want to do when we're doing the gameplay elements is also intersperse. There's like viewpoints and there's like, you know, scenic locations, and I kind of want to go through and make sure we see everything too. We'll add that to the list of things that we want to do as far as all that. Okay, I think I've talked enough. Let's get into a little bit of gameplay, a little bit of driving here. First thing you're going to see me here is actually I'm going to be pinpointing our first photo location to take a gander at. I was about to go into options. I'm going to put that after, kind of in the middle of two kind of major driving segments I have in this video. But first you see me going here and trying to get down to the photo point. Let's go ahead and fast forward a little bit until we get there. Okay, and here we're on approach to the first point, which is going to be Six Flags Over Texas. This is, of course, obviously amusement park here in Dallas. This load here, we have just left what wasn't called Sam Club at the time. This is older footage before I put in the mods. As you can see by my profile picture up there, isn't the right one. These photo spots, you have to basically just go into photo mode and take a picture of them, and it captures it for you. There looks like there's a kind of a water park across the road too, which is kind of cool. I've actually been to this one before a long time ago. I'd say close to 20 years ago, maybe a little bit more. Down visiting my uncle, and in addition, it was kind of a big family vacation. We took a week or two to go do various things. Actually started up in Minnesota. We both rented a cabin up there for a week. Went by Darwin, Minnesota to see the largest ball of twine. And then we went south, basically on 35 all the way down. We stopped in Oklahoma at the Cowboy Hall of Fame. Then we ended up down here in Dallas where my uncle lives. My sister lives down here now. We actually go down here every year for Christmas, or for the week of Christmas. But yeah, we picked up, I forget what it was we picked up. It was earlier in the video. It skips my mind right now. But we're making our way to Tucumcari, and one thing I wanted to note here, just generally the way I play this game, obviously you see kind of like in the corners there, I've got the mirrors right there close to you. And obviously in the game I could like use my mouse to look left and right. In real life I have peripheral vision. So if something catches my eye, I can see it. You look, but this just easier. It's the lack of peripheral vision that this game provides. I guess if I had like a setup where I had like monitors to my left and right, it would be great. Or I don't know if VR would work, but For now, they're there for the purpose of that. Even when I'm backing up, though, I still kind of use, well, my left mirror especially. And heck, I stick my head out the window, which is also unrealistic. You don't really do that. And you can, but it's not. You can't really drive and do that. Anywho, we're gonna get on the way here. Get down the road. Let's see. Yeah, the next stop, I think it is in Tucumcari. I forget where it is exactly, but we're gonna get there real quick. So hold on tight. Yeah, looks like we found Wichita Falls. I don't remember if we stopped here or not. I think there is a stop coming up. Doesn't look like it. As I was watching this footage, I noticed, and you'll probably notice too, I do a lot of jerking back and forth with the wheel. That's because I'm on a keyboard. So here you see where I'm just kind of trying to take this curve. I can't just, in real life, I wouldn't be doing it that way. I just kind of, turn the wheel slightly and we'd be, on our way. But that's what that jerkiness is. An actual wheel would be really nice for this kind of a game. I'll look into it. I've thought about it. Right now, I can't afford one, but maybe by the end of the year, we'll see how things go. It looks like I didn't stop here in Wichita, but we did unlock Wichita Falls. Well, unlock, and we visited, so the game knows we visited. But, anyway, let's get on down the road. Ah, the joys of sticky keys. I suddenly remember what I mapped my increase and decrease cruise control buttons to. Okay, I'm going to have to look into disabling sticky keys. The bane of everybody's existence is sticky keys. Does anybody ever use that? Let me know. If you've ever actually found that useful, I would be very interested to know. I'm sure somebody has to. They wouldn't. Well, I say they wouldn't put it in if nobody would use it. Yes, they would. They'd want to score brownie points for being happy and good. Anywho, we're not too far from our destination here, so let's go ahead and get this, at least this segment wrapped up. Yeah, it turns out we were a little bit further than I thought we were, but we're coming up on Amarillo now, and I stopped by here just because I wanted to. Throughout the map, there's like these little question marks, and usually they're either a dealership or a hiring agency or something along those lines. So I like to, well, at least for this particular instance, I decided to go ahead and stop and take a gander at it. And there isn't a whole lot to it. I believe it's a dealer. We're going to find out here real soon as I get there. But it's a dealership. But once we get to the dealership, verify that is what it is. I want to go ahead and splice back in the options portion of the video, where I go over the options to do. Obviously, I won't go over the fact that I just rebound shift and control to be my cruise control keys, but or at least the increase and decrease speed. I don't believe I changed a whole lot of other keybinds, other than, well, I take that back. I changed the turn signal keys to be Q and E, because I like having easy access to that with the keyboard. And I rebound, EE was the engine start and shut off, and I do still need that key eventually, every once in a while again, so I rebound that to a right bracket, which is what the right and left bracket is what the turn signals used to be. So, anyway, I think, are we here? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? I thought we were closer than that, but you can see here on the map the question mark. And this is a service center. Which one is it? Volvo. So we could buy Volvo trucks here. You can also do you don't have to do. It doesn't have to be a Volvo truck, but you can do any kind of service here you want. You can also change options on your truck. Change out engines and parts. You can decorate it. All that fun and happy stuff. But that's what was here. So let's go ahead and throw back in the options, and then we'll finish the video off after that. First of all, fatigue, traffic, I don't play with those. Fatigue is completely unrealistic. Plus, like I said, when it gets dark, I'm usually looking for a place to go to bed anyway. a matter of fact, I kind of wish I could. Like I don't want to start. Like if it's like 7 o'clock, it isn't quite dark yet. I kind of want to just sleep till morning, but it does force a 10-hour break. You can't take a 12 for whatever reason. All right, but traffic offenses, I turned that off too. Not because I'm going to be breaking a whole lot of laws, but because I just don't like the way it works in the game. We're still going to be trying to obey the speed limits. We're going to stop, stop signs, and I mean, we may be going the wrong way on a few roads, depending on what happens. But which is why I turn it off. It doesn't really work for me. But besides, I have to pay attention to this in real life every day. Well, 5 days a week. So just make sure none of this is wrong. Of course, I could always change some of this later. I did turn down rain probability and detours. I'm going to turn time zones on. Truck settings. I'm pretty sure I've changed the sensitivity of the steering, so the wheel actually turns when I press it, because that was something. The base game, I don't have an actual steering wheel. Maybe if I keep at this, eventually I will buy one like that, and maybe some real pedals and so forth. But for now, I don't have that. And trying to just make a turn onto a road with the slow speed that the wheel goes just using the keyboard is ridiculous. I don't know what that is. I'm not going to spend time figuring it out right now. I don't want a speed limiter. Rain sensor's cool. That's fine. Automatic retarder, yes, and automatic jake brake. When I push the brake, I want to stop. So, these are things that you might turn off in real life around cities, and there's some ordinances, but for the game purposes, I don't care. Automatic start, that's great. Parking brake engage, I don't know what that's all about. Air brake simulation and but these I might turn on later. I kind of just want to get in and going. I really question how realistic they are. They might be realistic, although I find fuel goes down just fine. It may not be as fast as real life, but this is the one I question the most. Is how, especially since I don't actually have a real pedal in front of me to feather brakes and so forth. I just don't trust that. Anti-lock braking system, that's fine. Traction control is fine. Cruise control grid steps. I don't know if I've had the keys set up for this yet, but I like the 5 kilometers or 5 miles per hour change. That's what I do in real life. Real life, you can increment it by 1, but if you hold it down for a second. Matter of fact, I think I can actually set this up to do that. Maybe. It'll go by 5. And a lot of times this is just how I control my speed when it's a small speed change in real life. Smart cruise control. God, I hate the tolerance. In real life, if I could set this to 0, I would. So I guess I'm going to set it to 0 here. When I set 65 miles an hour as my speed limit, I want to go 65 miles an hour. I don't want to be going 68 or 62, or God help us, this 6. Ugh. I had one truck which actually let me set this once, and I did that, and it worked fine. It probably was less fuel efficient. I didn't care because I just wanted it to set at that speed. A lot of times this is. Actually, a lot of times it's plus or minus 5 is what they usually get defaulted to, and I really don't like that. Adaptive cruise, honestly, 300 feet is my, 300 yards. This is saying 100 yards, 130, but if we go by the logic that everything is 10 to 1, then this would actually be 1,000 feet. So I'm going to set it for this 100 here. Emergency brake, only vehicles. That can be annoying in real life, but in this game it'll probably be fine. Lane assist, never, ever, 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 ever. Auto headlights, fine. Auto high beams, I've never seen that in real life. That would be interesting. Automatic blinker, blah, blah, blah. Okay. I think that's mostly the things that I cared about. Oh, Okay, well, that's that business taken care of. Currently heading towards Adrian. Actually, we're already in Adrian, and there's a scenic point here I wanted to show you guys. As for my personal real life journeys, I think I may have went through here or passed it very close once. I don't really go out west very often at all. I've been to a long time ago. Shoot, I don't know. Many moons ago, I went to California it was a route from New Jersey to Las Vegas, and I picked up in somewhere close to LA and came back through the southern route. And I'm pretty sure I took I-40 through this way to get up to, I know at some point I was up in Oklahoma City via I-40. But what's interesting about this place, if I can get my truck here maneuvered, I guess I really wanted to do this turnaround. Probably because this was on the other side of the road and I just didn't want to be blocking the road. But we'll get it in here. I think I had to figure out how to turn off the truck. There we go. The scenic spice just kind of gives you there's certain points in the game that really shows off something significant about that area, or just if it's a tourist attraction. Now the windmills are cool, but that isn't really the main attraction here. Despite what the scene would show you, these are really cool at night, especially when they get their little red air warning beacons going. They look really, really cool at night. Of course, you can't see the blades themselves. You just see the red lights everywhere across the field. But the wind farms themselves, I see a lot of them up in northern Indiana and northern Illinois. This is where I live in Indiana. So, but what's significant about this, and it's going to show you here in a minute, is this line here. This is the midpoint between for Route 66, kind of the halfway point between the east and west of Route 66, which Route 66 ran from LA all the way up to Chicago, if I remember. Yeah, I think it's Chicago. Now, Route 66, there's still a lot of landmarks and tourist, traps trying to, sell the fact that this used to be Route 66. You see a lot of this in Missouri, which I guess we'll probably get a little taste of in the next DLC. The original Route 66 does still mostly exist. A lot of it has been taken over by interstate. I-44 through Missouri, I-55, I believe it is, in Illinois. And you kind of go down into I-40. It's not a one-for-one. There's places where it breaks off. And a lot of times the interstate actually parallels the old Route 66. It isn't what it used to be. It wasn't what it used to be ever since I've been alive. I just know what it used to be. I don't know. This point here is kind of seemed kind of significant to me because it is kind of a halfway point, kind of a crossing over. So it is kind of cool. I think I've been through or close to this place once. But we should be heading up to Tucumcari now. I have no idea why I stopped and looked at my truck here, but let's go ahead and I will fast forward to the docking. All right, man, here we are at Tucumcari. Kind of a roundabout way to get here. Obviously, when we do the backings, I almost always pick the quote-unquote most difficult back, because I know how to back. That said, it seems like, when I'm playing by myself, I can slam these into the docks fine. Wherever they want it, I can do it, like 9 times out of 10. Whenever I'm recording, it seems like I don't remember now for this. This doesn't even look like a remotely difficult back, so more than likely I'm going to have a lot of trouble with it. But we'll see. I'm kind of nervous now. This is easy, and I'm probably going to screw it up. I don't remember. I recorded this December, so I don't really remember. I could look ahead and know, but it's more fun this way. Anyway, did I just hit something? I don't know. I got the sound muted right at the moment. But I somehow, after we left Adrian, I somehow missed a turn. So I had to backtrack and then recircle back around. It took quite a while to get over here. from where we were. But we're here now. Should be backing in fine. I can't imagine I'm going to mess this up. I don't want to do like let's see. Yeah. Just need to straighten it out once more. I think I could have made that a lot cleaner, but we get there. We did fine. So that's we're going to probably finish up here for this. I don't know if the next one I'm going to start doing the questing on the road stuff. I kind of want to actually get a good full episode that doesn't have me like saying this is the settings and this is what we're doing. Actually make a little bit of progress. One thing to note is once we do get back to the actual gameplay, there's obviously been a DLC. The Nebraska DLC dropped, which I do. I have most of the content, the DLC that isn't just like a paint job of something, or interior decorations. I have all those. So I grabbed the Nebraska one. Although I've not really even touched this game up until I came. We started back up here. Job done. Money obtained. There we go. I forget where we put our skill points. I guess we'll find out here in just a second. But what I was about to say, because there was a content drop, basically my position got reset, and I will have reset it back in how long, Joe? Of course I did it long. All right, but I will be in Oklahoma City, and that's where we'll begin our new journey here. And starting from there, I'm kind of hoping to get something just going north, just to kind of see Kansas, kind of see Nebraska, see the new thing. Although there's plenty of places I have not seen in this map. Even some of the original places I've never been to in any of my playthroughs. But hopefully we're going to get to that now, because we're going to go take a look at all of it. So as we get out of here, I think what I did this evening is I found a truck stop to stop, because it's getting dark, as you can tell. And and when I say I stop it, I park at night. If I finish a delivery or something like that, it might be like a midnight or something. But once I'm free of my load, I'll go find some place to stop, and then so forth. So there will be some night driving. I just, generally speaking, it's easier to see stuff in the daylight. Well, I guess it's right here. I guess we'll go ahead and park. But yeah, kind of excited to do this. I've really been into just simulator games in general, and this is one I really do enjoy. I just don't play it very much, off and on. But I guess if we're going to do a series, we're going to start doing some. I guess I got some fuel here too. But while we fuel up, we'll go ahead and cut it here. So we'll see you next time. And until we roll on to the next quest, be safe. Bye-bye.